Hello, hello everyone. Welcome to Ed Talk TV, conversations worth having. I hope you're having a great day. If you're new to me, hello. Be sure to say hi to me, even if you're watching the replay. I love catching up with you guys in the comments there. And if you're a returning visitor, awesome, welcome. Today we are going to talk about Facebook. I wanted to jump on real quick, hopefully it will be real quick, to talk about Facebook and the updates, and then also some updates I've been doing. You guys have probably been seeing some changes. So, how are you? What's going on in your world? Let me know, even if you're watching the replay. Facebook. How many of us are using it for business? Let me know if you use Facebook for business. Now, there's been obviously a lot of talk and a lot of changes going on. And today they had their conference, F8, I believe it is. Yes, F8. So that's their big Facebook conference, and I'm just catching up on everything, and I thought it would be fun if we went through the news together to kind of talk about this and see what's going on, and that way you can interact with me as well, even if you're watching the replay, and we can talk. So, how many of you are starting to see the updates? Anybody seen updates already to their Facebook app or to their Facebook on the desktop? Because there's going to be some changes coming up, and I'm already seeing it on my iPhone. So I have an iPhone, and I'm already starting to see things appear bigger. Anybody else notice that? Let me know. I was going to grab my water, but I don't have it with me because this is not my normal time or day. But let me know. Are you seeing updates? And if you are, what updates are you seeing on your device? Because I'm curious. Now, while you're doing that, I want to show you what the new desktop should be looking like eventually. The new rollout, by the way, is supposed to start today, at least for mobile. I don't know about the desktop version. I haven't seen that yet. Some of you guys are saying, yes, awesome. What changes are you seeing on your device? Let me know what device you're on, if it's a phone or a computer, and what you're seeing differently. Is something bigger? Maybe something smaller? Hint, while you're doing that, I'm going to show you what the desktop version will start to look like. And this is very interesting. Let me pull up actually my current desktop version so that way we can compare it with the new version. Cheryl says, I thought the emojis looked different. Yes, I started seeing that yesterday on my profile. How interesting is that? So let me go ahead and show you that option right now. Let me go ahead and flip my screen here. So take a look at this. So this is the current desktop version, and if I go over here to Mari Smith, who's the queen of Facebook, look at that. What's different about these guys? These guys are all animated now. The color's a little bit different. It's just a little bit more pop. It just pops a little bit more. We still have the same dull Facebook page. I'm on the desktop here. Still pretty dull and lots going on and all of this craziness, right? Well, take a look at what it's supposed to look like. This is from businessinsider.com, and this is an image of what it can look like in the update. So this is interesting. They've made the search bar less prominent on the screen, so they moved it over to the left. And you guys tell me, even if you're watching the replay, what you think about this update in terms of what it looks like. Tabitha says, yes, group buttons on phone are bigger. Yep. We got iPhone emojis different. Photos seem larger. Yes. Yeah, and it will change depending on, of course, what device you're on. But yes, we're starting to see these updates come through. And when we look at this new layout, it's a lot cleaner, right? It feels, to me, it feels a lot cleaner and easier on the eyes compared to this guy. Right? There's a lot going on here. And it's kind of dull. So they're making some updates to the look, so that's going to help us, right? But we're about the functionality and trying to connect with our people, right? How many of us are trying to connect with our people? We're on Facebook, and we're trying to connect with our target audience, our people that are interested in what we have to offer and what we're trying to share with them. So Facebook now is changing up the layout. They're making it a little cleaner here, but then they're also, as some of you are mentioning, they're also making things appear bigger. So first off, we'll start with stories. How many of you are using stories, whether it's on your business page or your personal profile? Notice that I said that personal profile, not personal page, personal profile, because that's our personal section, or the business page. Are you using stories? And if you are, what are you doing? personal or business. Let me just catch up on the comments here. Definitely cleaner. Yep. That's similar to how my phone looks. Stories at the top and also mid-page. Yeah, stories are starting to get popped into our news feed and messenger feed a lot more now, because they're focusing on the stories, which is why I was asking how many of you are starting to use stories on Facebook. Some of you who are on Instagram are using stories all the time because that's kind of the thing now over there. But when it comes to Facebook, I think a lot of us are still hesitant to use stories just because Facebook has always been about the actual post, not the story. Now they know that, so they've been forcing us to use stories by adding it to our new post and making it more prominent there on the screen. Just started using it on your personal. Perfect. Yeah, so it's one of those things that stories is becoming the thing. It's the new way to communicate. And I will tell you from your business page, if you have it, because it's been still rolling out, I think, to some pages. My page has it. If you have it on your business page, it's something worth testing and just trying it. One of my clients, I ended up testing with their page using the stories feature because, I use mine sporadically. But on theirs, I thought, well, their demographic and their target audience, I should say, probably isn't into stories. But I'm just going to post in the stories anyway, just to try it. And lo and behold, they had like 15 views. Now, some of you might be like, well, 15 views, that's not a whole lot, Ed. But when you have 0 views, 15 is a lot. Am I right? So again, it's just really testing and seeing where the eyeballs are going. And if you can get 1, 2, 10, 20, 50, 100 eyeballs on something, that's a good thing, right? Because you're starting to get seen. You're showing up. You can't see it because I'm cutting it off over here, but you're showing up, you're delivering, and now people are going to start engaging with you. So it's super important to pay attention to that and to go the extra mile to test that and to start putting things into your stories, especially because now with the new update, we're seeing that is going to be a big thing. So I'll just move that up just a little there. So stories is a big one. Notice how posts, it overtakes the post. Like you can create a new story, but if you wanted to do a post, well, that's now lower and smaller. So again, pay attention to the trends. Even if you're not into stories, pay attention to what's going on here and what the platform is doing, because guess what? You're on here and you're trying to share what you know, you're trying to promote your business. You need to play by Facebook's rules. We know that Facebook Live, so live video, is key to our business success and to be able to get out in front of people. And now we're being told stories is also key. So going live and putting things in our stories is key. Then we are going to look over here and we're starting to see, I wanted to see up here, we're starting to see groups, just like we see it on our mobile. We have groups over here. So groups is another big thing because that's helping Facebook get back to that community sense. So we know that groups is a big thing. Most of us know that that's been a big thing. But if you're new to Facebook or you're just trying to get into understanding how the land works here, groups is a great way to go. Cheryl says, I see stories on my business page now. We'll try it out this week. Awesome. And let me know how it goes. Tag me in your story if you want, or just drop a comment here on the page. That way I can see. Let's look further into this because it's some interesting points here from Business Insider. So let me move my face out of the way. If I can get, there we go. We'll put it over here by the ad to get rid of that. Okay, so Facebook's doing a facelift, which is great. That helps, right? The aesthetics and everything. We're going to keep going down here because I was reading through this earlier. You can see we talked about the stories, significant changes in the placeholder. The redesigned mobile app will launch right away. So again, we're starting to see that change happening on the mobile. Here's a thing about the groups. Groups are getting bigger. And I did notice today when I went to my groups, the layout changed a little bit. I don't know if you can see it very well there, but let me go ahead and change my screen for a second. It's almost similar to this screen. So let me go here, And then let's see if you can see. See how it looks a little different than it did earlier today. I was in a client meeting and it changed, and I was like, "Wait, what? What's happening? I gotta go. I gotta go check this out." No, I stayed with the client, of course, and we finished. But then I checked right away afterwards. So groups is going to be a big one, and some cool changes. Let me see if I can find where they were talking about the. They're going to have the visual tweaks like we talked about. Increased focus on the groups to reflect change in emphasis for the social network that they are trying to build here. They want to get back to really the basics of connecting with people. And it's going to take time. They said that the updates and everything can take years, to where they want to go, because they want to go to this whole, at least for right now, as they mentioned at the conference, they want to go into the whole private sector, meaning they want to get the privacy because they know that we're concerned about our privacy and that they've had some issues with that. So they're trying to get, really fine-tune with all of that. Desktop users will have a groups tab added to the top, like we saw, of their Facebook page. And there was something really cool that they were talking about. I'm trying to see, groups themselves are getting some changes to the account. So here's a cool thing. Listen to this. Here's an example of increasing their specialized groups. So members of a health support group, for example, can ask group admins to post on their behalf in order to protect their privacy around sensitive topics, in an apparent attempt to stop people from disclosing sensitive medical data openly on Facebook. So what do you think about that? What do you think about that? Even if you're watching the replay, how cool of a feature, and maybe it's not for you, I think it's a cool feature, how cool of a feature is that for you to be able to share that sensitive information with the trusted person, meaning the group admin, that you feel comfortable sharing that with, but you don't necessarily, and you want to share it with others, but you don't necessarily want people to know it's you because of that sensitive information. So then the group admin can share it for you. So that way the message still gets out there. You're still helping others. You just don't have to give away the specifics that it's you. I don't know. Is that interesting to you? To me, that's really cool. So I would love to see where that feature goes when they start to roll that one out. So Facebook's also tweaking other parts of their app. They're going to have, we've kind of heard about this, maybe you haven't, but it's been in the news. They're bringing in like a dating app style. I don't want to say dating app because it's not a separate, at least not yet, I don't think it's a separate feature, but it's going to be called Meet New Friends, which acts kind of platonic matchmaking service, letting users message strangers from groups or companies they're part of. This will be interesting to see. I think this one falls under the hashtag Team Too Much, trying to be everything and not doing things right. There's plenty of other dating apps out there that we're overwhelmed with in general. Having it tied to Facebook, I don't know. It will be very interesting to see how this is handled. I'm already thinking of the spammers and not wanting to be spammed all day long. So it will be interesting to see how that works. So they're going to have a bunch of that stuff go on, and I think that was it. Again, we're going through this. We're going through this together. So let me bring back up the main redesign page. So I don't know. It will be interesting to see what happens. I'm really excited to see a cleaner layout. But again, functionality is key because it doesn't matter how beautiful your website is. If it doesn't function, there's no point. It doesn't do anything. So really understand that even as you're building your websites and your products and things like that and you want to showcase them, it really doesn't matter how beautiful they look. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. Because if you don't have the functionality there, if the content's not there, then it doesn't mean anything. Nobody's going to come. So you're going to have a beautiful, beautiful site that nobody comes to, right? So really think about that and pay attention to that. Also, keep in mind that these updates are going to be rolling out, so it could be any day on yours. It just depends. I also want to show you while we're talking about updates, because I'm really excited about this, and I think a lot of you will be too, that the HeyEdNetwork.com has been updated, and I just wanted to show you a quick preview of that since we're talking about updates, because it's been a lot of work and really excited about it. New to your page, how can we learn to do lives like this with this feature? Oh, cool. Welcome. Yes, for those who are curious about how to do a whole setup like this, I have tutorials on my website, but I also have a course on this because I'm using a third-party program, and there's ways to have intro videos and outro videos. So feel free to message me here on Facebook and let me know, and I can send you the direct link for that. So let me show you real quick, you guys. It's also stuff that we talk about inside the Hey Ed Network for those who are curious. So here is the new updated page. Super excited about this. Went through, worked on the messaging and just the layout and everything. So, I know how hard it is to start your business, to run your business, and to try to think about the tech and everything else. This is what's going to solve everything for you. Trust me, the Hey Ed Network. So feel free to take a look at that later. I just wanted to show you because I was really proud of this page. And, we got to show off our work when we can. So feel free to check it out. If you have any questions, let me know. And yeah, I hope that this live was helpful for you. And feel free anytime to share any updates that you're seeing on Facebook and what your thoughts are. And I'll catch you guys probably tomorrow when I do the live show again. And I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, take care and enjoy.